January 16th at 5:15 p.m. That lower tone noise is heard throughout my house. It will probably be louder tonight, causing me to have problems falling asleep, which is a lot of nights now lately. That noise is from the xAI power plant in Southaven, Mississippi. It's on Stanton Road. From where I'm standing, I'm about a half a mile away from it. Roughly 3,000 feet, probably closer now as they're continuing to expand very close to the railroad tracks back there. This is nearly 24/7. Actually had a talk with code enforcement and an officer today, letting them know that they're just both sending me back and forth between the two of them. The code to me kind of clearly states that this is a public nuisance and this is this should be falling under code enforcement, but they continue to say nothing we can do about it, that we don't handle loud noises. So the police say, hey, we can't, if this was your neighbor calling noise, we could do something. This is a business, we don't know what to do. So we're just getting to run around in circles, and I've been denied speaking at the next Board of Alderman meeting because those were questions I wanted to ask the mayor directly. The mayor's assistant said, no, you can't speak, you already have, and the mayor will email you with an update. This was Wednesday, maybe Thursday, but either way, that she responded to me with that and said the mayor will send me an email with an update. Haven't got an email from him. I'm not really holding my breath on that. My last email to him, I never got a response, and in that email I kind of encouraged him, sending some links to various videos from other states or cities that are experiencing some of the issues that are farther along than we are with this data center power plant issues and some of the problems it's caused, which he's in full denial that this is going to have any effects on air quality, water usage, air, any of that stuff. That's not a concern. It's if you've listened to our talks with him, he just always wants to point back to the economic benefits that we're going to have here. Also today, it was announced that they are filing for the xAI or MZX, that's correct, the shell company for them or whatever they're using instead of calling it xAI, that they filed for permits for their turbines, which right now we're operating at 18 of them per last records request. We have the information that there's 18 of these turbines back here, and they're wanting to put 41 in place of this. Now those will be housed, but it's when you had that many even being housed, I can't imagine that this noise ever really goes away. The only time will tell, and I think this is a waiting game for them to do anything about this because they're full steam ahead. They're not concerned with what's happening to nearby residents. Bright those lights are in the daytime. So at night, those new lights that are very close to the railroad tracks. I mean, I can see the damn construction equipment from my backyard now. So they continue to move closer. They continue to cut more trees down. So they're saying they're going to put a berm up and plant some evergreens, which we know evergreens or any tree really takes a while to grow and really help anything with looking for shade or noise or just a new tree. It's not going to be, it'll be years before those are large enough to really help anything. So they say they're going to do that. However, they're continuously cutting more trees down back here and removing more of removing every tree back here, which are the very old trees. So they're getting rid of those, thinking that new trees are going to help when it's not. It's kind of raining a little bit, but I'm just going to walk towards my fence line a little bit. And you can see, there's movement back there that's very, very close now. This wooded area back here has been used for four-wheelers and people just to go play and hang out in the woods, and now it's all kind of blocked off to get back there. Because now it's this land is now owned by them, and they don't want anyone back there. Again, this isn't like a temporary noise, right? This isn't just like a normal business hours noise. This goes on 24/7. Code enforcement. I mean, I still believe that this should fall under them, right, for noise ordinance and public nuisance and all that. I mean, just from what I've read in the code, it kind of points that that's their problem. Again, cops and code enforcement just keep pointing the finger at each other and sending me in an endless circle while nothing changes here. And at least one other person has asked to speak at the meeting next week. They were also denied. So they're tired of hearing from us, our complaints, tired of hearing about the problems we're experiencing here. There's no solution. They put up a sound wall to the cost of around $7 million, and that made absolutely no difference. And I did ask, and the mayor said, yeah, that's complete, where I've had other people say they're still working on it. Well, the mayor himself said this is complete. I filed a breaker's request and tried to get some information on, kind of the noise thing, right? Like why they are not, like what permits or what makes them special to be able to operate and cause this noise that's heard up to 3 miles away. So the argument of, hey, that you move next to an industrial zone, it's kind of, to me, it's a bad argument. I mean, this neighborhood's been here for a while. Yes, some of that is industrial zoned. However, before I was here and since I've been here, when the Duke Energy plant was operational, there was never any problems with this noise. This is a much larger scale operation, and also people that are 3 miles away hearing these noises, they're not in an industrial zone, right? So I think that was just a shitty cop-out to try to put the blame back on citizens that live near this and are affected by this, right? Hey, don't blame us. You move next to an industrial zone. Again, now they're building a full-on this is a power plant. They're building a full data center across the street, and I'm sure that means more turbines, more noise, which doesn't seem to ever end. The days that it's quieter when MPEQ and other people are in town, that's the only time it's really quiet. They shut her down so that they can say, see, this isn't a problem, these noises aren't a big deal. Again, you can just see how close they're coming to this railroad tracks now. So it's filled back there, and then there's our park, whatever you want to call it, and then railroad tracks, and then used to be a lot of woods there, which are now going away. Continues to be a problem, continue to get to run around with no resolution. I don't know. It's hard to be out here outside long at all, and then again, hearing it inside my house is a big problem. So I'm sure if I let my grass grow a little high or do something that, for not wanting to be outside long next spring, well, this will still be happening. I'm sure code enforcement will have a problem with that, but let me park a car in my yard or anything like that, they'll be right on it. But for this, can't do anything about it. Not our problem.